Y me encuentro aquí junto al artista y escritor Tom Beland. Beland, how are you doing after these 2 long days?
I'm so fried, it's not even funny, man. My tire is tired. Everything is tired of me.
So, can you talk about a little about ChicaCabra and sold out
Sold out in 3
ChicaCabra?
hours. Thank you, Puerto Rico. So we sold out in 3 hours. I spent the entire day today saying we don't have any books. So it's about a girl named Isabel. That's her right there in the poster. And she's a student in high school. She finds an opening to the caves underneath El Morro, and in those caves she finds a lab, and in the lab is the ChicaCabra in this cylinder, and it breaks, it goes inside her body.
Oh,
So I'm a big fan of Miyazaki, and if this was an American book, they would try to find every way to kill that thing and get it out of her. But Miyazaki would say, learn to coexist with it. And so it's really about coexisting two people in one body. For me personally, I suffer from depression quite a bit. And so when I made the book, it's almost how I treat my depression now. I treat my depression like it's a little chupacabra. And if
without Chemo Soto haunted it.
yeah, you ever watch The Dog Whisperer?
Oh, my parents love it, and I have to watch it with it.
I watch that shit on the show. But whenever they have like golden retrievers, they say you got to run these dogs, take them out to the field and run them. So when they come back, they're tired. So I do that with my chupacabra. I let it come out, do what it's got to do, and when it's tired, it comes back into me, and I'm okay the rest of the day. And that has worked better than meds have worked on me. It's been amazing. So the most people who read the book so far were people who also have depression. They say the same thing. You know, this is exactly how I treat my depression now. So, but it's got a lot more characters. It's got vejigantes in it, and it's got, I'm working on the second book right now, so I can't remember what's in the first book. It's about a girl who also likes to have giant rhino beetles crawl up her arm. And I had a student named Patricia, and she was this beautiful student who also liked to put the bugs on her. And it was such a weird contrast.
Oh, okay.
That when I drew her birthday card, I thought, oh, that came out kind of nice. I kind of like that character. I was toying around with it. And it took 1.5 years to build the characters up. And because you're creating everything. Her uncle is a chef, so I had to create the restaurants.
Yeah.
And I had to create the homes. And I suck at buildings. Oh my God, the restaurant looks like the Flintstones restaurant. But the audience bought into it, and they don't seem to mind the backgrounds that I draw. It still fits within my style.
How is your creative process about first writing and then?
I can show you. It's right here. Is there a sketch pad over here? Grab that.
Okay. Let's show it to the camera.
I go to Starbucks twice a day. I know sometimes twice, but I go there for like 2 or 3 hours. And this is how I write. I draw it all out here, and then these spaces here, if someone comes in wearing a certain outfit or something, I'll draw that outfit with Isabel wearing it. So I always have new outfits to put her in. And I've got like 30 of these notebooks on just the first book. So it's writing, rewriting, and taking things out and adding things. And
so it's very complex about the creative process about.
You ever made an asapao?
What?
Asapao, the soup?
No.
Or arroz con pollo?
No,
It
I
seems
don't like
really.
it. I don't like it.
Oh, what are you doing on this island?
Well, I like mofongo.
See, I've never had mofongo yet.
No way.
I know, it just looks like this dry.
No, okay, you have to go. Bebo's
Mojitos.
No, Bebo's Cafe. They do it with churrasco inside.
Yeah.
And bistec encebollado.
But is it soft or it looks like it's
No,
just dry?
it's pretty much in the
Because they're pouring butter into it, right?
No, it's in the middle.
Yeah?
It's a little bit hard, a little bit soft.
I do tostones. I make those at home and stuff.
And arañita?
I've made those before, but I love aranitas more than tostones.
Yeah, the crunchiness.
Yeah. It's like those little potato sticks.
Yes.
Yeah. I went to a place in California, and I said, do you make tostones? They said, yes. I said, did you make thin tostones? And he says, yes. And I went, okay, well, I'll have that, and I'll have carne de ropa. Okay. And I said, can I get some mild ketchup with those tostones? And she goes, yeah, that's 75 cents. I almost flipped the table and burned the house down.
What?
I walked out and I said, I don't pay 75 cents for mild ketchup. And the cook came
expensive.
The cook came out and said, are you from Puerto Rico? It's the only time I felt Puerto Rican, so I said, I'm from Guaynabo.
Oh.
He said, okay, you don't pay for the mild ketchup then because they don't pay. So It's like paying for ketchup at McDonald's, you know?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. So I compare cooking with food quite a bit. And when you're making something like arroz con pollo, it seems like it's an easy dish, but so much goes into it, and you're adding so much. And comics are exactly the same to me. It's the more of yourself you dump into it, the better the audience is going to react to your story. And in this book, I've cried like 2 or 3 times writing it, and because I take real people and put them into my characters, and I see how the characters would deal with their situations. And yeah, I was at the same table for a year and a half at Starbucks. I said, I'm a writer, I'm writing a book, and they were like, oh yeah, everyone in Starbucks writing a book. But then I brought the book in last week, and they're like, no way, I saw you doing it at the table right there. It was the coolest thing, man. I loved it.
You have been writing and doing art for decades. Have you feel that your art and your style have evolved?
I didn't even know I had style till about 10 years ago when we were at a San Diego Comic-Con, and people start bringing me DVDs of Kim Possible.
Really?
Yeah, and they said, will you sign this? And I go, yeah, why? And they said, because didn't you make this? I said, no. But my style is very much like that cartoon. My superhero drawings, they have no muscles. They're the most out of shape superheroes in the world, and they got like these skinny arms that stretch and bend and stuff, but I like twisting the characters like that. And so my style was just, I got it from Al Hirschfeld, Alex Toth, I'm a big fan of, Bruce Timm, all those animators I love. And so I would look at Darwin Cook's stuff and go, I'm going to take those eyes, I'm going to take the way he does chins, and you're constantly tweaking your style. The way I draw now is different from the way I did 10 years ago with True Story, and it's different from the way I did political cartoons 10 years before that. So it's always changing. It's very fluid, an art style. But you never know you have the art style. And when you make a book, you have no confidence in it. You think, I hope 2 people buy this book. And then we sold out in 3 hours, so that was a good sign.
And when people can get ChicaCabra? I mean, IDW's ChicaCabra.
Yes, IDW jumped on this book so fast, it was hilarious. And they said, they put a #1 in the book, so they want a 2, 3, 4, and whatever. So I got the second issues written and almost drawn. The 3rd issue, I'm about halfway done. And then we're going to do the same thing, have a preview at the Comic-Con here, and then release it.
Yeah.
But it comes out, what's this month? June 11th.
June 11th.
Yeah, on the 11th of the next month. To stores everywhere, and you can get it on Amazon.com or your nearest comic shop. And we'll be doing signing parties at the different stores, like Metro Comics and Comic Megazone. We'll be hitting all over the island for signings. It's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, it just blows me away that people are really into it.
I got Janet's copy because I'm doing
okay. Yeah.
And I was going to overlook, and the people and the story, I mean, is moving really, and the art, there's not color.
Angel is an asshole in the beginning.
Yeah.
A lot of people hated that character in the beginning. He does something really shitty to Isabel. But he redeems himself.
Yeah. And people have to jump on this very fast because I think this is my favorite graphic novel of 2014.
Thanks, man. I don't know. You just do the best thing you can, and then when I feel like I would buy it, I put it out there. And the people seem real in it because I'm using real people, little things here and there that they do. I took Patricia's love of Beatles and I added that to Isabel, and I took her. Things that have happened in her life, I've added, and things that happened to my other nieces, I took them. So she's like a blending of all the women I know in my life. And I had her at the table yesterday because I wanted her to see this. It's one thing to inspire someone to make a book, but you should see people buying that book, and people were going crazy. I never had that kind of experience with a book. And she looked at me at one point and she went, "Can you believe this?" I went, "It's crazy."
When people can. Do you got Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, Vine, and when people can find you?
I went all over that. I would post the sketch pages on Facebook and on Instagram, but I would leave out key parts. I would leave out key panels that tell a story. I was really careful on what was showing, and that built an audience for me. And so when the book came out, I felt like I was celebrating with those people. I have like 2,000 people on Facebook. Hey, we're doing an interview, woman. Just sit there and look pretty and do your job. That's my wife.
We are live. We're live.
That's my wife.
Yeah.
Are we live?
No. Well,
Okay, okay,
well,
okay.
in the video.
Am I allowed to swear on this or?
Fuck
no?
yeah.
Oh fuck yeah. Okay. Fuck this shit. But this is my favorite time of the year. I always call this. This is my antidepressant that will last me 2 months. I'll be on such a high because I got to meet people who like my stuff. And when you make the books, you're in the room by yourself, just drawing, and writing and stuff. So when I come here, you get to see who likes your stuff. And there's people who I don't know. And that's amazing when you don't know these people. It's not just your family saying, you can do it. You know, that's people showing up putting $20 down. $20 is a lot of money in my book. When I go to a comic shop, I got $20 on me. So I want to make sure that if I'm going to pay for this, it better be worth it. And that's what I did with this book. And people I got messages all day today, people saying, oh my God, I love this girl, I love this character, and Angel's an asshole, and but all this stuff, man. They were relating to what I'd written, and it's, when Lily read it, she sat down with me and she went, this all came out of your head. And that's the weirdest part. I was like, yeah, it did come out of my head. You don't think you have that in you, and then all of a sudden you create something. I love this way more than I love doing a Spider-Man book or a Fantastic Four book, and it was weird because I grew up on Marvel, and I am into those characters. I love Spider-Man. He got me through my parents' death. Those books gave me a 2-hour break from parents dying at home, and so I treasure that character. But even then, this is my home cooking. You know, this is my roast con pollo, and it smells good from the kitchen, and people seem to be liking how it tastes, and so that's, you know. But anyone could do this. I barely graduated high school just because I had so much shit going on. My teacher said, you're going to pass, you know, because my mom and my dad had just died. My mom was dying from cancer. And when they found out, they sat me down and said, we're going to pass you with a C. They knew I was going to go to college, so they just passed me with a C. And it's amazing what people will do for you. And I don't know, when I came here, people supported my art instantly. And back home, you know, my own bookstore is back in Napa, California. Don't even carry my stuff, so it's a bummer. But when I came here, I felt I'm like Boricua through association.
Well, you have been lined up to be declared yourself a Boricua.
My blood is almost at rice and beans level.
Yeah.
You know, it's still simmering a little bit. But this book, I've always heard comic companies say, well, you can't do ethnic characters because, you know, they're either too hard to write or they don't give them enough time to get an audience. I made 20 characters in the book.
Wow.
And I'm not even Puerto Rican, but I watch people and I watch things. I study what goes on. I listen to stories from people and I put them in the books. And I don't know, if one guy who barely graduated high school could do this, then Marvel and DC, they should get off their asses and start making some ethnic characters. Quit doing things like Spanish Batman and Spanish Spider-Man. That's a cop-out.
I have to defend Miles Morales. He's very cool.
Well, I don't know. I think it's just too easy to put him in a Spider-Man suit and say he's
pandering to other ethnics and other people.
Yeah, I love what Brian's doing on X-Men. I love his running. I love this Daredevil run and everything else. But I just think, I know he loves his character, but I just think, give me a Latino character that's original, and don't put him in a Spider-Man or a Captain America suit or anything. Yeah. We've got like 10 Spider-Man characters running around right now, and it dilutes the original character to me. And if you're going to tell people you're going to create this Latino character, why not? They should make it an original type of hero, but give it enough time to catch an audience. You can't cancel a book in 3 or 4 months and say, well, it didn't sell well. Well, you're trying to do something new. You got to gain an audience. And they're not patient anymore with books. The characters don't have time to grow their legs under them, which is why I love being independent, because I can do it on my terms. I can allow myself to have an audience grow under it, and I don't know, man. I just wish they would have newer. I remember when the Falcon came out.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, it's a black character. This is pretty cool. And I bought Captain America because of the Falcon. They didn't put Sam Wilson into a Captain America suit and said, okay, you're Black Captain America.
Or Black Falcon.
Yeah, or Black Falcon. He was just the Falcon. And I loved Red Wing. I thought I wanted a bird like Red Wing. I thought it'd be so hot to just say, go claw his face out. Here, claw his face out. But they try, but when you get in that level of publishing, it's so short term. You got to have huge numbers to carry your book, and after a while, they just kind of give up on the book, and I think that's kind of sad. I wish they would they're known as the House of Ideas, and it's sort of the house of regurgitation, and DC's having the same problem with that.
Well, we are at a low point talking. Well, and let's end it with a high note. ChicaCabra goes.
Well, listen, in this high note, I love Marvel. I still go and spend $30 in Marvel Comics and DC Comics. If DC Comics puts out a Darwin cookbook, I'm there. I'm buying everything. So I love Scott Snyder's Batman. God, he writes the greatest Joker stories.
Do you talk to him?
No, I didn't get over it, but I heard he talks more than I do. And that's
Joker
saying something.
Returns.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I love his Joker. You know what? I wasn't big on the new Robin.
Damien.
Damien
is okay.
But I read the trade, and man, he's a great character. But then they killed him off, and I was like, I love this. And I think they're bringing him back, but
I don't know.
Both companies do.
We have to wait.
I buy books from both companies every week. I'm like the first guy in the comic shop to get my books. And I read Dan Slott, I read Brian Bendis, I read Matt Fraction, Scott Snyder, all those guys. The guy who was drawing Flash, Maripal, I can't remember what his name is, he was drawing the Flash for like the past 2 years. That's some of those beautiful Flash pages I've ever seen.
No, and they are now at Detective Comics, and the book is way better right now.
I just like that. It's
Brian
like
Bucellaro, is it?
It's like colored pencil coloring.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful. And I would pick up this book. I haven't read a Flash book in like 20 years. And I saw it and I'm like, oh my God, this is mind-blowingly cool. But they just left the book. But those two companies, they hit home runs all the time. But you can't always hit home runs. They strike out in a couple of instances also. And I just, that's just my gut feeling on it. But I support Marvel Comics and DC Comics like there's no tomorrow. So we running out of time?
No, I think so, but
okay.
On ChicaCabra, June 11.
June 11, ChicaCabra, and we'll be doing signings at Comic Megazone and Metro Comics. If you go to my Facebook page, ChicaCabra, I'll tell you when the book's coming out for sure, and I'll tell you where we're appearing. Turn off your cell phone when we're recording. It's the rule of interviewing. Wait, let me answer it.
Oh, sure, Stephanie.
Hello, this is Stephanie. This is Tom Beland. Yes, this is Tom Beland. Say that again. Anyways, here he is. Hold on. I like to blow people's minds like that. So, okay, so we'll see you June 11th.
Yeah.
And I'll have a voice by then, and I'll sign all the books and stuff like that. You can talk to me on Facebook. You can do everything on Facebook. So I'll be posting more sketches and things like that too.
Gente, Tom Beland.
Boys.